The game ain't based on sympathy. I'll leave it at that.
Yo, what's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy Action Jackson, and in today's video, man, I'm gonna be going over episode 2 of Hard Knocks with the Dallas Cowboys, man. Yeah, man. So let's hop into this video. Let's go. Starting now in the Hard Knocks, they opened it up with Mike McCarthy talking about the upcoming preseason game against the Arizona Cardinals and how last year how they whooped on us and how they want to bring intensity and they want to get payback from last year. But it was just to me it was just a preseason game, but to them it was more than that, and that's what Mike McCarthy wanted to say. But then Mike McCarthy was going over culture, so he was just basically saying having a winning culture or a great culture starts right in the way you play. So, and they did just that. If you look back last week, they played really fast, they were really intense. I really liked how the Cowboys played on both sides of the ball last week compared to the first weekend in the Hall of Fame. But yeah, so that's how they opened up the Hard Knocks with Mike McCarthy talking about culture and being intense and let's fire on all cylinders and things like that. And then, every single time in these Hard Knocks, they go over a lot of things, but they go over a lot about family, and they try to make it like a heartfelt, good type of story. So, they went over DeMarcus Lawrence going over family. Then, normally when you go to the training camps, you'll see, I don't know how other training camps work. I'm pretty sure it's the same where, they have everyone's kids are on the field and everyone's kid. You talk to kids on the sidelines, all the players, they have their kids running around on the field and play a little football. That always happens. So they had that going on. And then, every single Hard Knock story, they always go over somebody who has an underdog and somebody who has a slim chance of making the roster, or somebody who came from overseas and things like that. They came over here and they, international league and things like that. So, the underdog player they went over today was Azu Kamara. He's a refugee, came from the Ivory Coast, I believe. He came from the, Nigerian dude. He came over from the overseas, came from Nigeria, then he transferred over and he moved out to Arizona. And, he's a little bit undersized for his, for being a pass rusher. He's a DN, 6'4", and he's like 238, 235. But I knew I've seen him before, because I remember I seen him in the first game, the Hall of Fame game, where he ran out. He beat the tackle for the Steelers, and he came and he went after Mason Rudolph, but he bit on the play action and things like that. I remember Azu Kamara, but now I officially know because they went over his story and things like that. So that was pretty nice to know where he came from and the tough battles he had to get to come to America. And then not only that, when he came to America, he got a scholarship to go play for Kansas, and then he turned that into coming on the Dallas Cowboys roster. So that's pretty nice. That was a little nice underdog story they went over. And then they had there was a funny moment, and the D-line, and so they went over our D-line. His name is our D-line coach. One of our D-line coaches is called Aiden Durd. He's from he's born in London. He played over there with the London League, and he had a thick accent, that London accent, right? And then every single time the D-line players, especially Terrell Basham, he was especially on him about his accent, and they were mocking him and things like that. It was just a funny little back and forth thing that would make fun of his accent and things like that. They went over Aiden Durd, our defensive line coach. So yeah, like I said, he played in the London League, and then he transferred from there to being a coach in Atlanta with Dan Quinn. So that's where the connection is from right there. And he's just as intense as Dan Quinn is. You have a mini Dan Quinn down there at the D-line, actually coaching up the D-linemen also. So that's pretty nice to have out there. And then there was another funny part where they had Michael Parsons playing chess against Ben DiNucci. And Ben DiNucci, quarterback always has to stay 2-3 steps ahead, and Mike Parsons with his fiery competitive edge, he was like, I'll let you win. It was a blunder and things like that. It was just, how what happens when you beat your friend in something. You're like, I'll let you win, or you only won because this and this and that. It was just friendly little trash talk they were doing. And then another thing, they went over the Rams practice. And, I already knew. Like I said, if you saw my review from last week, I already knew what they was going to go over. I said they was going to go over the preseason that just happened on Friday the 13th, almost a week ago. And then they went over the Rams practice. And then the CeeDee Lamb routing up the Rams defense, offensive line dominating. They have Aaron Donald dominating on our offensive line, things like that. So, nothing really too surprised right there. So overall, man, the episode was good. You get just more behind the scenes than what you already see, because what you see and what the behind the scenes is totally different. Because we don't see the everyday grind that they do for these guys to get ready for these NFL games. We always see them, the final product. We always see them on the field. Like sometimes, if you're on social media, you will look at their workouts, but, they're not posting every day of them working out. So, next week it's going to be the same thing. Like I said, the next week, so we have the next two games, I believe, are at home in Texas. So we play against the Texans this Saturday, and the week after that, we play the Jaguars. So same thing, like I'm expecting again. They're going to go over the Frisco practice that was held yesterday. So they're going to go over that and who made plays and Malik Hooker's interception. Today, I believe, today or yesterday with Amari Cooper, he did a nice little slant play in practice. He was in the slot. And Michael Gallup making a big catch and things like that. So I already know what next episode is going to be like. They're going to go over the Texans game, the practices in between, and things like that. So that's all really what Hard Knocks is going to be all the way up until week 1 of the NFL season. And then they're going to cut it off. The final episode is September 7th. So I believe we have about another good 2 to 3 weeks left of Hard Knocks. So it's just going to be the consistency of just the practice in between, going to the next preseason game and then the next preseason game and things like that. So, of course, it's about my Cowboys. So I'm always going to enjoy the episode. I get to see a little more insight of the Cowboys. So I'm always going to like these episodes. They're always going to have corny, cheesy parts in them. Then they're going to have, a triumphant, heartfelt story about, an NFL player or, last guy on the roster who might make it, who might not make it, things like that. So, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys have a nice day. Bye.